Welcome back to Arcane Thoughts and Wisdom with Magi Micah. The School of Thought is in session, Divines. Peace be. Grand Rising, Cosmic Family, Fia Yin. We thank the ancestors for our presence in this moment, Ashe. In the last video, we talked about physical alchemy. In this video, we will talk about the symbology of serpents in the world. Why is the serpent so hated among teachings and scriptures? Well, like most tactics throughout history, it's subterfuge, using evil misnomers and symbols and fear to hide occult symbology and meaning. In every culture, legend, and religion, you can find the proverbial and infamous serpent. But if we look more arcanely at just what a serpent can be used to symbolize, beyond notoriety, we will quickly learn just what important and beautiful concepts these beings depict. From the folds of our brain to the spine and veins and nerves throughout our bodies, we can agree that the serpentine structures are apparent within and around us, maybe serving as a humble nod to binary. We begin with our physicality, something that is easily perceived unanimously. Our external genitalia, regardless of your gender, is serpentine. You can interpret this two ways, at least, either figuratively or biblically. Biblically, the serpent denotes evil and caused both Adam and Eve to fall from a place of higher reasoning and understanding, or God's good graces, to a lower state of erotic thinking about being fruitful and multiplying. Sound familiar? It should. The Bible's referencing carnal knowledge, not betrayal. Next, we move to the nature of the serpent in Native America. More specifically, with the mound builders of ancient America. It can be gathered by the meticulous craftsmanship put into these serpentine effigies. These animals have and will always depict an importance beyond life to these great people, because their deceased are often buried beneath these incredible works, perhaps symbolizing the linear and serpentine nature of the physical existence of life, oscillating and writhing from beginning to end. The Greeks often depicted the mystical serpent as well as a dragon called Python, meant to guard the oracle of Delphi, placed there by Gaia, or so the legend goes. The Trikronos, Ophis, can be likened unto the three serpents of man and woman: the mind, the senses, and the body. The Druids and the Norse also symbolically regarded the serpent with either tribes and regalia or mythology. Jormungandr was one of the three children of Loki and is said to be so massive that it encircles all of the Midgard realm. The Nagas are Sapar of Siam, Burma, and Cambodia, or humanoid serpentine royal sentinels, whose sole purpose was the protection of sacred shrines and temples, reminiscent of the less noble Greek Lamia. The next cultural group are the Jewish community, who worship a holy serpent, who is sometimes referred to as Orpheus or Malkuth, and depicts the exact same thing as the Christian serpent. Last and not least, Egyptians, who have a great reverence and veneration towards the humble and magnanimous serpent, can be seen honoring it with the uraeus, by donning a respected image on their headdress, seemingly emerging from their foreheads, denoting a connection to the superconsciousness. Mostly worn by pharaohs or priests, or so we're told. From this research, we can bear witness to the prestige and grace the serpent heralds. It commands reason, for without it, there is only fear. We can conclude the striking symbology the world over shows us that the serpent represents. Physically, it can represent life and death. Mentally, it can represent consciousness or unconsciousness. And lastly, spiritually, it can represent love and wisdom, or infinity. through symbologies such as the Ouroboros, the Caduceus, the Uraeus, or the Kundalini. We, like the serpent, are constantly in motion, in one way or the other. This is just an introduction to the symbology of serpents in nature, or the body. Keep researching and remain conscious. Cosmic love and wisdom, family. Always one.